But I think we have to start at the Madrid Derby because I'm not going to pass judgment which derby's bigger, blah, blah, blah.
No.
But Real Madrid getting their backsides handed to them
Yeah.
by Atletico a week after that humiliation against Valencia. I think that's newsworthy.
Yeah, I agree with you. And at least we had a winner in this derby, not like in the other derby. And also because Atleti had only won one of the last 14 Madrid derbies, and they won this one in style. I don't think there's any debate or argument on who was the better team. It was theirs, and they took the chances really well, and they scored early in the first half, early in the second half, which is obviously a big help. We often say it, even if it sounds like a cliche. And Real Madrid were off it completely. Carlo made mistakes in his starting lineup. And on the other hand, Athletic and El Cholo, on the back of that game against Lazio in the Champions League, where they were really good, but in the end only got a point, I think continued like that in a big contrast to what we saw against Valencia.
Yeah, and as you said, I thought the turnaround, if you only watch La Liga and you don't watch the Champions League, or you just look at results, you would have looked at the Lazio game and said, oh, what is this? No. Atleti were phenomenal in that game. I thought that midfield, Saul, Llorente, Coque, absolutely just ripped Real Madrid's bigger name midfield and bigger name and more people midfield.
Yeah, five-man midfield.
As well. And let's get to that because, we have to criticize
we love him,
when he stinks up the joint.
Yeah.
That lineup, maybe the one striker system works when you have a striker that's not Rodrigo.
That's a proper striker.
But this way, whatever position Bellingham was supposed to play, it just didn't work.
No, I mean, Carlo loves a Christmas tree formation. We know that. But in this case, with the five midfielders and only Rodrigo up front, so wherever you look at Modric, Bellingham, Valverde, Camavinga and Kroos, first time that Kroos and Modric start together, and it's a disaster. And okay, you faced the most physical and aggressive, especially at the Metropolitano team, so it's not easy. But there's a reason why before he didn't start them two together, and there's a reason why Modric came off at half time, because it just I don't think it can work anymore. But for me, maybe the worst of it all, I can maybe try to understand what he tried to do, to not have Tchouaméni in this game, where he's even more physical and aggressive than the Camavinga is, who's still more of a finesse kind of technical player than Tchouaméni. Not to have Tchouaméni there in a game like this, I thought was completely mad.
It looked to me, especially, I mean, I 100% agree with you. I was going to mention the Tchouaméni choice. I felt that he kind of envisioned a game where Real Madrid would have a ton of possession, pass the ball in circles. Atleti would sit and try to do the Atleti thing. Real Madrid's quality was going to give them a goal.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of set up for the counter, and then you send on Tchouaméni later, and you win 1 or 2-0, right? I think in his mind, plus, of course, the Bellingham goal in injury time, because that always happens.
Yeah.
And it completely didn't pan out that way. Atleti taking the game to them really from the start.
Yeah.
Real Madrid struggling to keep the ball. Would Joselu have made a difference? Is the other obvious question I think you have to ask here, because you can play a Christmas tree, but then, hey, how about we get more proactive? I have Joselu at the top,
play
and
long.
Rodrigo and Bellingham, running from behind, one half each, Modric cross, Bish-Bash cross.
Yeah, maybe. And the fact that he came on at half time shows that, there was clearly Carlo felt the need for him. I just think as well, when you concede so early, and by the way, we've said it, I think, on Thursday after the Champions League, it's another game where Real Madrid go behind. And we said, maybe it was on Monday after the weekend against Real Sociedad, where we said there will be a day where you can't come back anymore because you're not just 1-0 down, you'll be 2-0 down. And that's what happened after 18 minutes. And if you start like that, and I know we say it all the time and it's a bit of a cliche, but when you have a game plan and after 4 minutes or whatever it was, Morata's first goal, that goes out of the window. And then the game has changed already. The way you've planned your game and analyzed your game before is gone after 4 minutes.
Yeah, and you have to adjust. I think we're going to get into Atletico Madrid more because I think they deserve a lot of praise. El Cholo Simeone deserves a lot of praise. A lot of individuals stood out for me. Shout out to Samuel Lino, by the way.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave you with a stat to ponder, which we'll also get into. At this stage of the season, Real Madrid have scored 11 goals in La Liga. And they were perfect, let's not forget, going into this game, right?
Before, yeah.
last season, at this stage of the season, they had scored 20 goals. The year before that, they had scored 22 goals.
I know, but it depends who you face as well. If you face Gijón, Almeria, and I don't know who.
It can't just be, though, Vinicius and Benzema not being there anymore.